The Outback and Crosstrek are Subaru's all-stars, a pair of all-wheel drive wagons that have carved out a niche among granolas and those living in the sticks. And this week I am testing their all-new Paul Hogan mobile. Thoroughly updated, but also very familiar. Okay, so I'm dating myself with the Crocodile Dundee reference, but I still think of throwing a shrimp on the Barbie whenever I see an Outback. An image I much prefer to drooling dogs and dancing barefoot around a tree. But let's talk about what's new here. The Outback's built upon a new platform that's stiffer than before, so it communicates a tighter overall package. It's longer and a little wider and feels so from behind the wheel. A turbo engine option is back on the menu, and my tester has it. A more powerful 2.4-liter boxer that replaces the 3.6R model. A CVT remains the only transmission regardless of motor. And lastly, Subaru has gone all fancy with a tablet-style touchscreen that's vivid and very simple to use. Those are the major items for this 2020 model. But of course, there are a lot of nuances to discuss. Subaru rarely provides their top-of-the-line trim for evaluation, but in fact, that's what I have here. The Touring XT, priced at $40,705. So, if you want these satin finish power folding mirrors, chrome inserts on the door handles, ventilated front seats, and softer Nappa leather, the Touring is where you'll land. And if you want none of those things and far less of everything, including the turbo, a base Outback starts at under $28,000. Let's be real here. No one buys an Outback for the way it drives. Now that being said, this new turbo is definitely punchy. It's got some real kick to it, but in a juvenile kind of way that's mismatched with this touring model's $40,000 persona. The NVH levels just aren't simpatico with this car's price tag. Now from behind the wheel, the Outback definitely feels taller and just bigger than before, more like you're driving a real SUV now and less like a tall wagon. And for a car that will presumably see a lot of driving on twisty back roads, I wish that it possessed even a modicum of handling ability. And these tires are not doing it any favors as they resist turning. Now, despite that, with its world-class all-wheel drive system and its high versatility, I can still understand the appeal. Because 90% of Outback drivers don't give a damn about such things, I too have put myself in that frame of mind while testing. And as long as you're not perseverating on it, the drive is good enough. No, the CVT isn't as natural feeling or as quiet as the one I just tested in the Nissan Altima, but it is smooth and locked in, while the Outback's lighter suspension provides an agreeable, supple ride quality. Around the town, the Outback's quieter cabin, auto hold feature, and torquey 260 horsepower engine provide a stress-free respite, though the auto start-stop system is the most violent I have ever tested. The car literally shudders when it restarts. 277 pound-feet of torque is a substantial upgrade, though my gas mileage didn't come close to the 26 mpg EPA estimate. Towing has increased to 3,500 pounds. Though the Outback's drive is by and large inoffensive, I really don't care for the way Subaru has integrated the EyeSight features. I mean, this is what you would call safety tech overload. And instead of gracefully incorporating the system, it's always smack dab in the middle, right there in your face, with blinking lights of different colors, buzzers, scoldings, and a dizzying array of warning signs. This is far too intrusive, when it should just be playing in the background. For those of you who either hate new age tech or simply don't trust it, bad news. EyeSight is standard on every model. You can individually kill some components through the touchscreen, but it becomes tedious because for certain features, your selections don't carry over from one drive to the next. The Outback wants to do the driving, and it can for short periods without your hands on the wheel. But it's all just too meddlesome and not as confidence-inspiring as some competing semi-autonomous systems. But where the Outback continues to excel is on that dirt path, gravel road, or snowy driveway. With X mode locking all four wheels while tweaking the CVT and other drive systems for off-road, trickier low-speed driving. The Outback and its nearly 9 inches of ground clearance feel right at home on the trail. Subaru's all-wheel drive system is better, and it's palpable, though real underbody protection is not included. All Touring XTs receive this attractive Java brown interior with slightly more passenger volume and 2.4 cubic feet more cargo room than before. Remote levers help with folding the rear seats, which themselves possess a recline feature, heating, and a pair of USB ports. There's in-car Wi-Fi, a strong Harman Kardon stereo system, and a 180-degree front view camera that's helpful, but why not just go full circle? Steering responsive adaptive headlights with auto high beams are also a nice get. Out back, the cargo area comes with a mud mat and multi-mode cargo cover, but no foot-activated opening of the hatch. The cabin finally has a much higher quality look and feel, and the Outback is a car in which you can quickly get very comfortable. I'm amazed at how fast the HVAC system heats up on a cold day. A couple of annoyances. The start button is hidden behind the steering wheel, and the phone holder, without wireless charging on this car, isn't big enough and is cumbersome to access. All told, I like the new Outback. Its larger, sharpened appearance catches my eye, and I appreciate its adventuresome spirit despite some of its shortcomings. For TestDriveNow.com, I'm Steve Hammis.